everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing really well. So for today's video, I kind of just wanted to sit down and just kind of chat to you about my experience in Las Vegas, my holiday. So I went there for like 5 days, including traveling. It was like 6 days. I don't know, just in case you're someone who is thinking about going to Las Vegas or just wants to hear more in detail about what I did. I did post a lot on Instagram, so follow me there and you'll see all the pictures. Yeah, so if you're someone who doesn't follow me on Instagram and doesn't really know what I got up to, then I think this is a good video to kind of listen to. And if you're thinking of a new holiday destination, or yeah, I mean, there are multiple reasons why you might want to watch this video, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of include lots of pictures and of things I did while I'm talking about them, just so you kind of understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So I went to Las Vegas with my dad, my stepmom and my brother. My brother turned 21 last year, and my dad said, you know, I've been waiting for you both to be like 21, I'm 25, so that we can take you to Las Vegas, because we really want to go, we want to take you with us. And we were like, amazing. So we booked it. We went in March, at the end of March, and I have to say it was hot. I don't know how anyone could go in actual summer, because it was really hot. But March seems like, you know, you would get quite hot outside, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't like unbearable, and you spend most of the time inside anyway, and with like aircon and stuff, so it's fine. So we flew with Virgin Atlantic, and it probably took about 11 hours to get there. We had a daytime flight, and we were in economy, which I felt was fine. We were sat next to each other. If I was sat next to a stranger, I'd probably feel like I was too close to them. And you did get to book your seats online, and you could pay like an extra £5 to kind of get like extra leg room and to get like better seats, really. So yeah, and our flight was during the day, and I feel like every hour, if that, they were coming around with drinks and food and snacks. I felt like they fed us a lot. We had like a snack and drinks, and we had dinner that we got to pick. We had an afternoon tea. I feel like we just had loads. So that was really good. We got there in the afternoon and we checked into Caesar's Palace. With most places, if you ask for like a request, or you kind of give them like $20 or something, they will upgrade you to a better room. My dad said that he wanted us to have like adjoining rooms that were next to each other, and the guy said he couldn't, but he could put us all on the same floor and upgrade us to the Julius Tower, which is like one rate above what we had previously booked, which was the Forum Tower. So we said yes please. I do have a video of like a room tour if you wanted to watch it. I'll link it down below. And I loved my room. It was lovely and had a nice big walk-in shower as well. Caesar's Palace, I think, was like an absolutely beautiful hotel, and like the casino area as well. I felt like it was like the best casino out of all the hotels, but I'm probably just biased because I was staying there. So when we like checked in and looked at our rooms and stuff, we decided to go on the High Roller, which is kind of like the London Eye, but obviously it's in Las Vegas, and just so we could like see the sights and everything. And if you paid like $15 extra, you got to go in one of the pods that had a bar in, and it was an all you can drink. The whole time it took to go round in the circle was about 30 to 45 minutes. And you could only get served one drink at a time, but honestly, it's just like order it, down it, order it, down it, order it, down it. I feel like position-wise, the High Roller wasn't in the best place. On one side, you could see like some hotels, but on the other side, you could just kind of see staff parking for like Wynn Hotel and apartments and stuff. Maybe it would be better in the night time, you'd be able to spot things more, but during the day, it wasn't the best. But the drinks thing, I think, like, take advantage of that if you're going to go on, because it's kind of good to see where everything is, because you can see most things, but I just feel like it's not in the best setting. I feel like it'd be better if it was like more on the strip. I don't know. So you could see more hotels. But yeah, I really liked it, and we met some really funny like Canadians, and it was fun. So we went on High Roller. And then for dinner we had In-N-Out burger, which my friend Cara told me that it's in Guildford now, which I never knew, and I'd seen a lot of people post about In-N-Out burger, and we went there. You can pick how well done they do your burger, you can get so many drinks, it's ridiculous. I got a pink lemonade and I felt like it was the best burger I've ever had, like best fast food hands down. It was amazing, so I really recommend that. And that was like right next to the High Roller. On Saturday we went to kind of like walk around hotels. So we went to the Mirage first, and they have a secret garden and dolphin habitat. We went in there. They do offers on like not excursions but events that you do. You can do like 3 for $67 or something, and each they're probably between $28 and $35. Yeah, so we didn't actually do the 3 for 60 something because we weren't sure how many we were going to do. But anyway, the secret garden and dolphin habitat is one of them. We went in there and they have an underwater viewing area of the dolphins, which I found really, really lovely. I love dolphins. They're one of my favourite animals. I think they're so beautiful. And then as we got there, they started a training session, so perfect timing, and we got to watch that. It was lovely to kind of see what kind of tricks they could do. And afterwards we went to their secret garden where they have tigers and lions and stuff. They don't have many, they've probably got about 4 or 5 animals there, but it's still really nice to see them. Yeah, it was lovely, so really liked that. We went to the Venetian as well, which is such a beautiful hotel. It looks just like Italy, and it has like a canal going right the way through it where you can get on a gondola. We decided not to do it. It was kind of expensive, but yeah, you could see them and you could hear them singing, and I feel like we had walked around where it goes anyway, so we had seen everywhere. It looks just like you're on a typical street in Italy. The ceiling is painted like the sky, and they have like warm lights coming out from behind the buildings, so it looks and feels like you're outside when you're not. There's lampposts and stuff, and it just looks and feels amazing. It's so nice. I think the Venetian is one of my favourite hotels I went to visit. We also went to Wynn, which we weren't in for very long. I felt like Wynn is a very like upper class hotel with a lot of designer shops. We weren't in there for long. I felt like Wynn didn't really have that much, in my opinion. Yes, and as well I feel like all the hotels kind of had similar shops. All the hotels have a Chanel, a Tiffany, a Gucci, a Chloe. They all kind of have those kind of shops, and it's more about what do these hotels look like and what do they have that's different from the others. So it's the dolphin habitat, it's the Titanic exhibition, it's the bodies exhibition, it's roller coasters and things like that. For our dinner that night we went to Senor Frogs, which was actually so cool. The decor in there is amazing. On the roof they have so many like sarcastic neon signs. It's really fun. They had a balloon lady come round and she made us balloon hats that kind of had bits on the end that looked a bit like knobs, but she said that what she used to do is give everyone this hat and tie them together, but then she found that some people were just sword fighting each other, so she thought she wouldn't tie anyone together anymore and just let people have sword fights. And like if you bend down really far you can get like the end of your balloon hat in people's drinks and stuff. We found it quite funny. It was Mexican food in there, and I had my first ever burrito, which I really liked, and they had churros there, and you get 4 of them for pudding, and they're so long, they are literally like the width of the plate. They were amazing. On Saturday night we went to the Rio Hotel and we went to see Penn and Teller. Now before our holiday I didn't know who Penn and Teller were, and when I tell people I was going to see Penn and Teller they'd be like, oh my gosh, they're amazing, wow, I can't believe it, but I didn't know who they were. And I didn't even like research them or anything, but they are so funny, so sarcastic, and hilarious, and there's quite a bit of swearing in it. But yeah, there was like a little jazz band, and it turns out that Penn was actually on, like, was it a cello? I'm not sure. He was actually playing in the band, and we got there a bit early, and like maybe 20 minutes before the show started, he just grabbed the microphone and was like, guys, we're going to play a trick on everyone who turns up a bit later. I'm going to do word association trick, and I want you all to say this word, snow tire. So when that actually happened and most of us shouted snow tire, people were very, very confused. And then he said, like, those of you who got here early and enjoyed the jazz band, now you know how some magic tricks work. They also got me on stage to do this trick. They took my phone, and in the end it ended up being inside a dead fish. It was really funny. They tricked me, they tricked the audience as well, because the audience saw Penn throw my phone into a bucket, but it wasn't even my phone, it was a fake phone. So they tricked me, tricked the audience, so my phone ended up being in a fish. Like, so random but so cool, and they recorded it on my phone as well, so I could see how like some of the trick was done. Obviously they don't show you all the tricks, so they didn't show how the fish got from backstage to the actual stage, but yeah, really, really cool, so funny. I really liked it. They also let you go on stage beforehand and kind of check out the Vanishing Chicken and sign like this big cardboard box that they use later on in the show. So like really interactive. He got so many people up on stage as well, and oh, it was just really, really fun. On Sunday we went to the Grand Canyon. So we booked with this company called 5-Star Helicopters or 5-Star Tours or something like that, and they pick you up from your hotel, they take you to the Grand Canyon, you get in a helicopter, you fly, you look at the Hoover Dam, you look at the Fortification Hill, which is an extinct volcano that hasn't erupted since it was underwater, which was billions of years ago. You could see like the old waterline and the new waterline, and we actually went down below like the original waterline, so where the Colorado River was like years and years ago. We landed, we did the glass skywalk as well, which was really, really cool and a bit scary. Looking down and it's glass and there's just so many feet below you. Yeah, that was really, really cool. They had some like Native Americans there doing a dance, and they showed us what their like typical houses look like, and sweat lodges and teepees, and it was really, really good. They played music and I really, really enjoyed it. That was just an amazing experience. It was so good and the views were just so beautiful. We also got like a goodie bag at the end, and you get a free drink, and they kind of include some water and some snacks in the goodie bag as well. Yeah, and we got photos. When you do like any of these kind of trips or exhibitions and stuff, they normally take photos of you, and most places will let you have one free photo. So that's always good because you get to pick which one's your free photo. So because there were 4 of us who went to the Grand Canyon, we got 4 free photos, which was really, really good. Really, really liked that. We went shopping as well, or I went shopping. We kind of split up in the afternoon because some of us were really tired, but I decided I wanted to go shopping to the fashion show mall. Unfortunately, it was Easter Sunday, so the inside of the fashion show mall was closed, which was really annoying because I had googled that had really nice shops in there. But then I found that there was a Bath and Body Works in the Forum shops in Caesar's Palace, so I went there instead. And I went to CVS as well. So I did a little trip by myself, which was really, really nice. And then we had a little rest, and we went to Gordon Ramsay's Pub and Grill for dinner, which he says it's like an English pub, but in America. It's definitely more high-end than just a typical English pub. I had lobster and shrimp brioche rolls for starters. I had a lamb burger for my main course. It was really, really nice, and I had a cocktail in there, but it was so strong. But then I guess it's kind of worth the money if it's really strong. That was really, really nice. and then the rest of my family went to the Bellagio to look at the fountains, but I had really bad blisters. In Las Vegas, you walk around so far, and because buildings are so tall and they look like they're just there, they're actually like 20 minutes away. Hotels are next door to each other, but they're actually like 15-20 minute walk away from each other, which is just crazy. Like, you can't go straight there, you have to go down here, then go up this escalator, then go over this bridge and stuff like that. So I had really bad blisters. I'm surprised I managed to like walk through my blisters for the last like day though. I was very proud of myself. On Monday we went to Luxor, which is the hotel that is based on Egypt, and they do the Titanic exhibition there, which I really wanted to go to. I thought it looked so cool, but none of my family seemed that interested. No one wanted to go with me, so that was fine. We went to the bodies exhibition instead, which is where you got to see kind of skeletons. You got to see real muscles and skulls and brains, and you got to compare things. So like, you got to see the difference between a healthy liver and a liver of someone who drank a lot, or healthy lungs and a smoker's lungs, or there was like an average brain and then there was a brain of someone who had Alzheimer's. We weren't allowed to take any pictures in there, which is understandable. They showed you all of like your blood, your capillaries, veins, arteries, blood vessels, all sorts. And there was even a section on like fetuses, which you could skip if you want, and I can understand why people would want to skip, because it is a bit sad. These are real fetuses that have been lost, that aren't alive anymore, and that is sad. You got to see a fetus from like 2 weeks old and then getting bigger and bigger. There was also a muscle and like skeleton of a woman who was pregnant, so you could actually see the baby in her womb. I mean, it was amazing. We saw bodies that were like sliced up lengthways, so you could see all the different layers inside you, and then we saw bodies that were sliced up like this way as well. I mean, it was just so interesting. It was really cool. So we saw that. There was also a CSI experience, which was in MGM Grand, which we didn't do, but would be so cool to do. So I think it's kind of like a crime scene, and you have to kind of work with them to kind of figure out who the murderer is, or something like that. Sounds really, really cool, but we didn't go there. We went to look in New York, New York, which has an amazing skyline. It looks just like New York. It looks amazing, and it's got a roller coaster going around the outside. We also went to M&M World, so there are so many different flavours of M&Ms, so many different colours, and just, you wouldn't think there'd be so much M&M merchandise. It's crazy. You can buy kitchenware, you can buy pyjamas and clothes, baby clothes, drink holders, cups, plates, just so much. You can personalise your own M&Ms as well. It was cool. I wouldn't have bought any of the clothes there though, because they were all a bit tacky, in my opinion. But yeah, so that was cool. And then next door is Coca-Cola, the Coca-Cola store, or Coca-Cola World. So again, so many kind of Christmas decorations and clothes and antique Coca-Cola signs and stuff. And there's like a Coca-Cola cafe, and you can buy like samples of all these different flavours. But the queue when we went there was so long, so we didn't stay. We kind of got in the queue, and then we were like, this is so long, it's ridiculous, just to taste different flavours of Coke. So we left. But it did look really, really cool, and you could buy like Georgia peach flavoured Coke and raspberry as well. Looked really, really cool. Later in the evening we got the bus to Fremont Street. So Fremont Street is actually in Las Vegas, so the Strip is just Paradise in Nevada, but Fremont Street is Las Vegas, and it's basically all the residents there. That's their downtown basically. We went there, we got on a bus, it's called the Deuce Bus, or Juice Bus. It begins with a D, so do you say deuces or juices? I don't know. But basically you buy a ticket before you get on the bus, and it's $8 for 24 hours, which I think is really good, and you can just hop on, hop off. We went all the way to the Fremont Street, and on top of Fremont Street they have like this big canopy, and it's like all electric, and they play music, and there's all different kind of pictures and patterns on the canopy. It looks really, really cool. I filmed a little bit there. I thought it looked really, really good. Down Fremont Street they also have like street performers and stuff, ladies who didn't have many clothes on, but and there was a guy dressed up as, is it Alan from The Hangover, who has the baby Carlos, I can't remember, but someone dressed up as him. There was a guy who looked homeless, who was holding up a cardboard box sign that said need money for alcohol research. Like, it all seemed quite funny. I wouldn't personally take like kids down there at all, but yeah, and basically all these people who were dressed up, it was basically like you pay them a couple of dollars to get a picture with them. There were people who were painting pictures, like in spray paint and stuff, which was really, really cool. And my dad bought one of the Bellagio hotel. So yeah, there was the Heart Attack Grill by Fremont Street, really, really cool looking. Basically, if you're like over £350, you eat there for free. You wear like hospital gowns to eat, and the food is all like called different names, like single bypass, double bypass and stuff like that. When we did walk past, we had already eaten, which is such a shame because I would have loved to eat there. We ate in Denny's diner, which I was really excited about because in the Santa Claus movie, do you remember when Scott Calvin burns the turkey and he has to take his son Charlie to Denny's diner because it's the only place that's open? I was feeling all the Christmassy vibes in Denny's diner. That was really nice as well. That would be like a perfect place to go for breakfast because they did so many like different types of pancakes and stuff. But we were there for dinner. I think it had like a Philly cheese steak melt or something like that. But yeah, and then my friend told me that Denny's has opened in Swansea. So all these places I think are just American. They're actually coming over to the UK. So cool. Then that evening, my family went with me again to the Bellagio hotel because I hadn't been, and my blisters weren't hurting too badly. We went to the Bellagio and watched the fountains. That was just incredible. I filmed a little bit, but really I just stared in awe at them because I just thought they were amazing. I am oddly like fascinated by water. It's weird. I won't go swimming now because I'm too self-conscious, but I love, when I am swimming, I love being underwater, holding my breath for as long as I can and just going to the bottom of a swimming pool. Like, I love it. And just seeing those water fountains, like, oh, it's just so soothing. I love it. I love the sound of rain and stuff. I just love water. So that was really, really good. And then we went inside the Bellagio, which felt a bit more high class, but just looked beautiful. And they had all these flower displays. On the ceiling they had like these blown glass flowers which were just incredible looking, and then they had this like the Bellagio Gardens, which I think was based on Japan because there were a lot of cherry blossoms, so that's why I'm saying Japan. And they just had like parrots and tortoises made out of flowers. They had a whole huge like Japanese lady with chopsticks in her hair, holding her hands and water trickling out of her hands. It was just amazing, and she was made out of flowers. It was incredible. So many flowers. It just looked so beautiful, and like a whole walkway just full of cherry blossom trees. It was amazing. So beautiful. And then on Tuesday we for breakfast went to have a buffet. So in Caesar's Palace there's a buffet called like Bacchanal buffet, something like that. During the weekend it's actually $20 more expensive than it is during the week. So during the week for brunch is $40, whereas on a weekend it's $60. So we paid $40 on Tuesday morning to have a buffet breakfast, and we were there at 9 AM and oh my gosh, oh no, we were there at 10 AM, but oh my gosh, you could have anything you wanted at that time. There was chicken chow mein, there were noodles, there was steak, omelettes, obviously typical breakfast things like eggs and hash browns, and there was salmon and bagels and cream cheese and mussels and prawns. They had such a variety of puddings. They literally had so much stuff. Pizza. Who eats pizza at 10 AM unless it's left over from the day before? I don't know. But so much stuff. It was incredible. One of those is where you feel like you just want to go up even more because there's such a variety of food, like you want to try everything. That was amazing. And then we went to come home. So outside every hotel there's like a taxi line, so loads of taxis line up and all the people queue up, and then you literally get in like the next taxi, which I think is a nice little system. And then in the airport you can actually gamble, like there's slot machines and stuff in the airport, which I just found really funny. And we got a flight home. It was during the night. It was actually like in Vegas it was afternoon time, but actually we were flying during England night time, and we were going to be arriving in England at like 9:30 in the morning. So I did sleep quite a lot. They gave you dinner and then have a little sleep, and then I wake up with breakfast, which was like fruit and yogurt and a cheese croissant, which was really nice. Yeah, so that's kind of my experience. I feel like I've gone blah 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 a lot. That's kind of, I've like written down notes in my little notebook. That's all I could think of to kind of mention, but honestly I just think it was so amazing. All these different hotels that are based on different parts of the world. It was just incredible, and like there was so much stuff there that I haven't seen, and I felt like I was walking non-stop for all of those days, and I was doing something. Like the Grand Canyon takes a long time. From you being picked up to your hotel to then being dropped off to your hotel was like 6 or 7 hours later. So yeah, it takes a big chunk out of your day, but it's so worth it. There's so many hotels that I haven't been to, and there's just, I want to do the roller coasters. I wanted to go on the top of the Stratosphere and do one of the rides coming down. I wanted to go on the roller coaster around New York, New York. I wanted to do the CSI experience, Titanic exhibition, eat at the Heart Attack Grill. I mean, there's just so much stuff, and there's so much more stuff there than you think is there. It's crazy. So I was just absolutely in awe. But yeah, so that is my kind of chit chat about my trip to Las Vegas. I bought a lot of stuff as well. I did a little bit of a haul, so I will link that down below as well, because I did a video kind of showing you makeup, body care and some sweets that I bought, so that's nice. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!